Okay, I'm not sure how this is going to pan out on my wonky selfie stick, but we'll see how we go on with this. So this is the PowerPoint. If you can download this first of all, I'll try and make this brief so you're not sat here listening to my voice. But on here we've got our lessons aims. So first lesson aim, we're going to break down the NEA. We're going to look at very quickly at the course structure. So remember, you've got 2 assessed parts starting now and then moving into year 11. One of those is the NEA. It's worth 50% of your coursework. It's a design and make task. We're going to try and do as much as we can on the research part in year 10. Then we can skip that bit. So what's assessed? So there are 6 areas to be looking at. One of them is identifying and investigating design possibilities, which is the research. Then it moves on to a shorter section on the design brief and tasks. Then you've got your ideas, your development, the making, and then you've got the evaluating. But we're going to focus on the first bit, identifying and investigating design possibilities. You must remember that we're trying to do all these sheets on A3. It's 50% of your GCSE. You can use a combination of any materials if you want to with this. It's not a linear process, you should say, which means that you can do research where you want, you can do ideas where you want, you can do making where you want. It's entirely up to you where you do it. But often some students prefer to do it in a structured manner so they know what they've done and what they need to do. But you must have a client for this process, okay? So we've got to identify one. So I'm trying to find the best way about going about that with you being at home. So there's just a brief breakdown of the mark allocations for them. So we're looking at section A, it's worth 10 marks, and section B is worth 10 marks. You won't get onto section C until the start of next year in year 11. All being well. Okay, so we're just focusing on this just for the next couple of weeks. So in this part, we're just going to look at the assessment criteria. So it's very wordy, it's done by the examination board, but I'll try and pick out over the next couple of lessons, pick out the key things that we're focusing on here. So this is for the top band, so this is for what was the A grade, but it'll be like the 8s and the 9s grades in this area. So we're just going to look at the context sheet. So there are a number of parts here, so there are 4 parts. We're just going to focus on the first part of this lesson. We're going to do the other 3 next lesson. Okay, so the context sheet, the context that we've chosen to do for you is teenage lifestyles. So these were released by the examination board. There were 3 of them, but this might be the best one for us all to do. This slide's quite useful because it's got this paragraph which outlines what the examination board are looking for. These are the things we're going to try and cover in section A, so we're focusing on this thing called the context sheets now. Then we'll move on, next week we'll start to do some sketching, then we'll do some product analysis, then we've got an interview to do as well. So we're focusing on this bit, just this section, about making sure you understand the context. So if you want to do this on the PowerPoint, I've sent you another file where you can put this in. You can take a photograph and drop it into there. But you can put the title, contextual challenge, ours is teenage lifestyles. So you can put the title in there. And then the next video, I'll show you about how to explore that. So our chosen context, teenage lifestyles. Okay, whoops.